we have ourselves another Age of Mythology Retold point of view game to watch, where we watch from some of the top players' perspectives, and you get to see the nice fog of war, so we know exactly what they're thinking. And we're going to be watching Kraghack today. Kraghack, one of my favorite Norse players to watch. He's got crazy Thor builds, and today he's playing Loki, and actually he's doing one of his crazy builds right now. And you might be thinking, what the hell is this picture, and why is it called Mooski? Let's just pause it so we don't miss anything. But there is something called the streamer package for gods. So you've got Moska here, you've got Voight down here, you've got Soup here, and I am Loki. Mooski, the God of Rare Strats. Now, the reason I'm called that is obviously I love playing Loki. He's my favorite god to play, but I like going in with mass trolls. I just think it's so good, and nobody does it. So we'll see what Kraghack does. Kraghack does different things to most people. So it looks like he's gone to get 200 wood. Now, why has he got 200 wood? And he's moving over this villager to the woods. Maybe. Oh no, it's just a bit of a misclick on that guy. He wants to start that town center to continue the gatherers over to the deers. So why is he grabbing 200 wood? Well, that means that he can grab himself a temple with his berserk and a house, and he needs no more wood at all because he's already got the ox cart here for his gold mine. So what he does is he grabs 200 wood, moves 5 over to the food, and he's actually going to send a gatherer over to the gold. Maybe that's because he wants to drop a temple down slightly earlier than otherwise, because what you can do is slowly get your 3 dwarfs out, and then you can drop a temple down, and it ends up being just before you advance that temple goes down. Whereas a lot of builds nowadays with Loki, Odin, you want to drop your temple down a bit earlier so you have the option to grab relics early with your hearses, because the hearses are essentially going to be acting as some kind of favor gatherers, because they do get a small amount of favor of just having a hearser out on the field. But also what you can do with those guys is grab a relic, and then if you have enough relics, it's like you've got a mini monument in your temple, because they give 0.01 favor per second each, which obviously 1 doesn't really mean too much, but if you can actually get 4 of those out, then it's pretty decent. So there we go. Temple is going to be coming down a little bit earlier than some builds, because he went this way, and then the rest were going over to the food for those playing at home. And Loki has had a couple of buffs, actually. So ox carts are now 20 food, 20 wood. So that is just, it's half price from for all of the Norse, and they just have less HP. So maybe it's a bit of a shift rather than a straight buff. But Loki, his main buff is here. So this upgrade here, Eyes in the Forest, slightly more expensive, but it also gives hero speed plus 5%. So if you go 4 seti, then you can get some very, very fast hearses, and it's just a buff to my play style of Loki. So I'm loving it. And there's going to be more dwarves coming out, and I love Kraghack build orders. They're so intricate, they're so interesting, and it means that he can get a pretty quick advance time with what he's done here. I'm definitely going to be stealing this one to give it a go, and he'll be trying to grab some hearses out, and I imagine put some kind of early pressure. We haven't mentioned anything about his opponent yet, but his opponent is Soup, playing Ra. Soup's Egyptian is very, very good. He's an all-round strong player, but his Isis and Ra are kind of scary, and Ra is not the best matchup for Loki. I think of the Egyptians, it's the best one for him, but that's not really saying too much. The Set matchup is very, very difficult, and the Isis matchup equally. But yeah, the Ra, he can get some things done. The barracks units for Ra, though, can be strong. Actually, maybe Isis is probably the easiest because she doesn't have access to Ptah, which is the Ptah slings of the sun, and electron bullets just absolutely tear through. Oh, what's he doing? Is he going for a town center? Oh, he's gone here. Wow. Okay, and the spy did come down on the Ra over here. So town center should be in 20 seconds. Are there enough hearses through? The troll is slowly waddling forward, but I believe this should be able to get up. Maybe Kraghack can come in, get some damage done with his hearses. Mr. Ring Giver here trying to come in, but nice pullback micro from Soup here. I think he's going to sacrifice his Wadget. I think it's the easiest thing to do. Might lose a villager here. That would be nice for a Kraghack playing here. Very, very nice. Manages to snipe one, not allowing him to get a free TC. But he does have a TC in the middle of the map. And sometimes you might think, why is he gone for this, especially against Loki? Because Loki can just kind of bulldoze this down with the flaming weapons or some kind of forest turn into tree situation later, or turn into walking trees later on. But I really rate it on this map. On Marsh, you get your boars, you get your water buffalo. There's so much food. This gold isn't that far away either. You also got a kind of defensive gold. So where does Craghack go from here? Now, it looks like he's dropping a great haul here, rather than trying to match the town center. He is sending some gatherers over to the gold mine, which sometimes does mean you want to match a town center. But now he's spending the gold, so actually no. Sometimes you just want to move your gatherers over here to not spend dwarf gold, and then you'll be able to match the town center slightly later. And it is fine to do that as Norse, but I think Loki's 1 TC play is generally pretty strong. It's just going to be abandoned. I think that was just in case he wanted to do that, and he just abandoned the idea, move over to the hippos. And he's going to be grabbing some great hauls and some raiding cavalry to just come and put some pressure over here. Mind you, the soldiers coming up from Soup, as he just wants to generally empower this area. But in come the hearses, 4.8 speed, so they haven't got either upgrade yet, so they're just regular Joes trying to come over here, but Soup's already pulled the villagers off, and now Eyes of the Forest and Hall of Thanes are going to be coming through, which will make those hearses very, very speedy. Coming through on this side, double barracks coming up. Can Craghack get any damage done here? No, the raiding cavalry does get shanked down by those raw laborers. Does he have any upgrades in? No, he doesn't have the upgrade to make them slightly stronger. Oh, his Super another guy, which has attack move on F. You hate to see it, just because so many people put their farms on F. But it looks like Soup's defending this one pretty well. Especially if the Ra does get... Yeah, Ra's going to get the skin of the rhino, and then it's so rough. You just need more units around when there's this many villagers, especially as the Axemen are going to start coming out. Didn't really mention on why Egyptians is a hard matchup for Loki, and it's just those barracks units are very, very difficult to deal with because they have all the answers to everything that Norse has in the classical age, and does manage to snipe a villager. That's pretty huge. Might even be able to get a second one here. Exactly what you want when you're going for this style of play. Keep the Soup player building, spending the extra 50 food on his villagers, and then just snipe them before they can have a chance to pay themselves off. Craghack is only 3 villagers behind, and he'll be very, very happy with that one. Trying to snipe those guys down. So just continually getting some dwarves out. He's actually auto-queuing both, which is interesting. So just as the dwarf comes out, it's over here, then we'll move that over to the wood, over to the food. Kind of interesting. I think if you go for too many dwarves early, then you do run into just the problem of having loads and loads of gold, and that's what I feel happens. So I kind of like this play of just having a little bit of both. Now the labor is trying to get the gold on the front. I think that might just be a bit greedy. Axeman going down, villager going down as well. Another villager's going to come through, but does manage to get inside the town center. I think it just makes sense to go up here. You can put a wall across this side, and then that gives the Axeman or the Spearman a bit of a chance to get back to stop the raiding cavalry, stop the hearses coming through. But Craghack capitalizing on it very, very nicely. Is he thinking about the next stage at all? No, he's not. Looks like he's grabbing medium cavalry. Big boost to the raiding cavalry, just because they have a lot of pierce armor. So extra HP and damage coming through is just really, really nice for them to sit underneath tower fire or town center fire for just a little bit longer. And the hand axe as well coming through. So kind of match the eco a little bit, trying to get his upgrades in. He is slowly falling behind on those villager numbers, but that is kind of what's going to happen in this situation when you are 1 TC. Great Hall going to be coming up, and these raiders are going to try and find some more value. Wonder if there is this wall up here. It's such a good wall for Marsh. Just literally, I need to do it as somebody else. From Soup's perspective, something like that. A gate that you can fit through, and then it just stops that from coming through. It looks like there is a priest just trying to get some vision from Soup. Another 100 gold win right there. And actually, there was a second troll built from Craghack, so he wants a couple of trolls in. I think trolls are one of the best answers to the Egyptian army, because it's a big ball of low HP units, and trolls love that. With the big boulder, you can't really miss it. If Soup is full pop, the big boulder from that troll, you're gonna hit something. He can't juke it with every single unit. So sniping some obelisks down here. Just all of the units running around trying to see what's going on. The Loki vision coming in here, where the trees can then see the gold miners on the other side as the raiding cavalry walk past the trees. The Loki upgrade gives you vision of everything that the tree sees. And a house on the backside. I do this play too. Love it. Sacrifice 45 wood or 40 wood, whatever it is, for 45 wood, and then you know if Soup wants to grab a town center. But it's not the best town center, so I don't expect him to grab it. Spearman coming in, though, and that's going to have to be the raiding cavalry running away. There's a big army in the middle, kind of bit of resources in the bank, though. Oh, pulling your ox cart away. That feels bad. That's just, it happens to me all the time, and you just end up having to keep checking your ox carts, so just have a hotkey for them and just shoot them around just to make sure that they're in the right spot. Easier said than done, I always forget. Raiding cavalry trying to get in on this one, but I think the spearmen are going to scare them away. One raiding cavalry does unfortunately go down, which isn't ideal. When you're in these 1TC to 2TC, you need to be winning all the fights pretty much. Anything that you lose is just big value for the 2TC player that's just going to be slowly winning the game at some point. There we go. Does manage to snipe some spearmen, though. And then the cheeky wall coming in for Craghack. Love that play. The spearmen know that the wall's about to come up. Sees those hearses running along. It's like, nah, I'm not even going to try and run that way. I know that's going to get blocked off. Heads up play from Soup there. Because a lot of players would have just lost all those spearmen for free, essentially. This is a scary position, though. Soup has managed to get the same amount of units as Craghack. And in this situation, or at least more even, the same value, but just more units. In that situation, it's very, very good for the Egyptian player. Looks like he is getting surrounded and kind of kept out, though. There's no Wadgets on this position. Wadgets normally going to be the big damage dealers. Cave Troll upgrade in, and that's the boulder. That's the boulder that we're talking about. I just love that Craghack's playing the trolls. How many does he have? He's got four trolls, and he's still building them. Basically spending all his resources on them. Love to see it. This surround. Who is this going to work out for? There is only one Wadget in the back. Depends on your myth unit spawns. The Draugr's huge. Oh, unfortunately, doesn't micro the Draugr special. It's one of my favorite things to micro. He is now microing because he does a pierce shot through everything. Like, all the human units are going down so quick. But the trolls on the backside, there was one Wadget that Craghack sniped down instantly, and there are no priests left. Potentially there was one in this army right at the beginning, because there was a priest around earlier. But no priests mean that trolls are going to have a great time. Even so, the priest doesn't outrange the troll, and a troll spawn when you have cave troll is just absolutely massive. The same as the Einherry. If you get an Einherry spawn when you have the upgrade for them, it's just, just extra value. You take extra value. I think Craghack should probably get out now. He's got so many low HP units. Yeah, turn and burn with the troll. Absolutely fine to do that one. Pharaoh coming through, and we'll be able to snipe a troll down. The orange blood coming down, but it looks like Craghack's just staying in it. He's got some berserks also that managed to come through. I don't think they were transformed. I think he just built those berserks, as he is getting Dwarven Breastplate, which is the extra hack armor for the berserks, seeing that maybe there aren't enough axemen for his liking. Maybe there are a lot of spearmen, and he's thinking, well, what's the counter to spearmen? Throwing axemen? Slinger's counter my throwing axemen, though, and the only thing that counters berserks is axemen from the side of Soup. Oof. Oof. How much damage have these trolls done? They've got 1k damage between them, but troll number 1 did go down, so they did have more damage. Needs to snipe down this Pharaoh, because the Pharaoh is going to be the main damage dealer for these cave trolls. Even just one troll going after the laborers wouldn't be a bad shout. Laborers coming in to shank down the trolls, though. They do have to run away. Are there any specials up? This guy's got his special up. You need to be checking. Hit and Q right on those laborers. Deal big damage. But not going to be the case. And Craghack just wants to keep putting up this pressure. Doesn't want the chance for Soup to heal up. But he can also heal up himself. Where is his healing spring? Healing spring placed on the front. I like this positioning if you're against somebody that's matched your amount of town centers, because you have the hunt and the gold mine. That's always where I suggest putting it, is on your second gold mine plus second hunt spot. That's always a great shout. But in this position, when you're aggressing constantly, I think here just makes so much more sense that you don't have to run back that far. Troll special again coming through, and then these raiders on the top side just ignoring the Egyptian army, going straight after those villagers instead, trying to snipe down another priest. Looks like there's a lot of red units, though. Do have to run away from that. Soup got seven priests and a dream right now. What this is also doing is this is keeping Soup in the classical age. It means he's going to keep having to spam out these units, which means he isn't going to get through Sekhmet and have the extra upgrade for his slingers, which make them just absolute powerhouses. It's making him spend the resources, do these trades. Another troll spawn, absolutely massive. Goodbye, Axeman on this front side. Just leave him here. It looks like he's going to try and go after the villager, but I think he's going to go down. Villager got his juke shoes on. He's going to be running away. Nice little small little play from Soup there to make sure that Kraghack doesn't get max value. Looks like there's a heroic age coming in at some point. No, he's just spamming units. I thought that was potential, but no. He's also just moved a load of gatherers over to the gold mine. This house also up, so he knows that there is a settlement coming up. And he goes, well, if you're grabbing one, I'll just match the settlement on this side. Still 1 TC down, but I don't know about this town center. Is there a reason for it? I mean, he's already so far ahead on the eco. He just needs to survive, basically. Just survive this constant onslaught. And there is going to be Sekhmet coming through. So Sekhmet does manage to get there. His eco stonking enough from the side of Soup with these 2 TCs for 10 minutes now. So, yeah, they have managed to pay themselves off, those villagers, even if some of them do get sniped down. And Kraghack just constantly going. The troll special again coming through. Also getting heroic age just makes your priest, makes your pharaoh stronger, gives them more range, makes it a lot easier to go after these trolls. 6 trolls, look at this. Are going to be scared off though. Oh, nice little play. Grabbing the raiding cavalry around the back to get on those slingers. The slingers right here, they don't have any front line and they will not deal any damage to these 51% pierce armor raiding cavalry. They just have such low damage and big multipliers. Even the berserks coming through on this side can tank for days while the cave troll comes in. They don't really tank, but they deal huge damage to everything. Everything in front of them, they deal ridiculous damage. Just going pure berserks. That is it. Berserks and nothing else. Berserk troll. What a combo. The 4 SETI berserks are insane with their 5 speed, all that hack armor, also getting some copper armor, so even more because of 50% hack armor. And some of these villagers are going to be scared off. Catching Soup going to the 3rd age and getting a town center means that was all resources that he didn't spend on army. And Kraghack, he either sniffed it out or he just thought, I just need to just keep this pressure up. Slings of the Sun trying to come through. Even a cute little micro with the Einhri manual special on that bad lad. Scarab does big damage, so you do have to watch out for that thing. I keep getting alerted to being up here, but it's just that house. Just the house. I did get the house relic. Look at this, 1300 HP. That's going to survive for days. This gold mine earlier, yeah, nice heads up play. No, and this is where the units were, so send over the berserks. The berserk raiders are the premium raiders for a classical age Norse player. They are just disgusting. Whether you go Odin and you get the upgrade to make them faster, or 4 SETI, either of those, they're just absolutely brutal. Look at them go, wielding their axes, and that's going to bring Kraghack back to the same level as Soup with his 3 TCs to 2 TCs of Kraghack. If he can get a wall, I think if he was paying attention, I think he's paying attention down here with his 9 trolls. But what he could have done was walled up with 1 berserk and had a field day with those villagers, but not a big deal. I think he's going to be able to snipe them all down anyway. At least the majority of them, maybe 2 of them, going to get home. That 3rd one is going to go down, and that'll be the berserk's chance to run away. Although they are sniffing out blood, they wanted to chase them all the way back to the town center. Where are these trolls? Also a nice Draugr spawn back here. What else is being built? Looks like Bragi on the way for Kraghack. Wants to go for a big flaming weapons push. Does he even need it? He could have just kept spamming units. Maybe just doesn't want to fall too far behind. Wow, why was that hard to say? Fall too far behind in tech as the Loki. Does also give him a buff to his cave trolls. You always have to remember that heroes and myth units do just get an inherent buff for heading into the next age. So that you basically get heavy cave troll or heavy hearses when you get up to the next stage. So it basically boosts his entire army, and then anything you can grab heavy throwing axemen. This means his units will be so much stronger. He's got so many resources in the bank. I imagine it's going to be a heavy infantry, spam out more berserks, and just go wild with his flaming weapons, probably. While this is going on as well, he's just constantly been around the whole map. These guys Trying to get a side build off, maybe a dock or something somewhere. I don't think it's much need. Rain coming through from Soup. Does have a bit of a farming economy, you would have to imagine at this point. Coming up on this side, or already up. And the labourers trying to gather this gold mine. Just a cheeky little raid with 3 medium berserks. Why not? He's actually getting heavy cavalry instead. Not going for that infantry. So wanting to shift into Ulf Jarls. Jarls are a great tanky unit. So if he is just relying on these trolls to deal the damage, then why not have the Jarl frontline? So it's just a couple of farms coming up, but wants to get full pop of his Jarls and then hit that go button. I think Soup knows that that's happening, so wants to get some damage done of his own. It is pure heavy slinger and priest, so the Jarl shout was a great one. Soup here was expecting that full berserk push that I was talking about, and this would counter it pretty nicely with his bonus damage versus the infantry. And the trolls deal the damage while the Jarls tank up. That is the question. Flaming weapons can get dropped at any moment. It doesn't affect the trolls, but it affects everything else that's not a myth unit. And the throwing axe are going to probably be trying to take down these priests. They absolutely are. And as soon as the priests go down, the trolls will have an absolute field day. 40 kills between them. Damage going up like crazy. And here comes the big old rock. Ooh. We love to see mass trolls. There's literally my name for this as Mooski was God of Rare Strats because I love the mass trolls. Nice to see it isn't just me. Some of these top guys doing it too. Berserk's trying to just be annoying, get on this gold mine, build hill forts everywhere. The power of Norse. Maybe Norse has been nerfed quite a lot, but this is something that other civs just can't do. You can't just run through with any civilian unit and kind of deal damage and build up units, build up buildings to make more units. Unless you have a death wish and expect the villager to survive, but normally they don't. The Citadel Center is getting huge value though. 29 kills, 4k damage. This one building. But there's not really that much military for Soup at all. We're trying to build more barracks to just get some production out, build some spearmen. He's got plenty of resources sat in the bank, but I don't think there's that many barracks. He's going to have to spam it out so quick against these Jarls. Where'd our troll boys go? Did they all just die? Was I just not paying attention? Where did they go? Maybe he just sacked them into the main base. Wow, I was not paying attention. I was just watching these Jarls. They're in no... I don't have an all myth unit hotkey, I don't think. I think that's the default. It was like Control-Shift-J or something, and that does not come up. Wow. Trolls all go down off camera. Don't even see it. That's fine. Trolls, OP. They never die. Anyway, Jarl's coming in for another raid. Craghack now on full population of civilian units. So his eco is doing insanely well. Also, Call of Valhalla for those berserks that he was building earlier. That's what I was expecting him to go into with the Bragi. Normally, when you see the full Jarl switch, you go Njord. You get all the Njord upgrades for that guy. I just wanted the flaming weapons push more than anything. More berserks coming in. And the portable rams will be able to sit here for absolute days against just pure slingers. Very easy for him. Just Craghack's being so annoying. Also, portable ram on this side. The hill fort's actually just here to build portable rams to go after this town center. Needs to make sure to have at least a few normal units around, otherwise the laborers can shank these portable rams down pretty quick. They are super fragile. If you've got the throwing axemen, if you've got the berserks, you just wail on these villagers. You're going to have a great time. Now the priests are in just in case there's trolls about, but there's not any anymore. All the favor was spent on them. There are some battle boars coming in, mainly for siege weapons. Battle boars, great siege weapons. We're going to see them spawning in. And Soup says he's had enough. Can't get the units out. He's trying to get the units out, but the premium Jarl units are in. And you love to see it. Craghack playing his old Mooski here, doing the Mooski strat. Gotta love it.